Hey, you guys, we're running late. You guys I have to get myself together. Oh, praise Jesus. Hot mess. Oh, it's freezing in Illinois. Hello. I would complain about me being cold here, but I'm not even going to tell you like how cold it is here. They'll laugh at me, baby.
All right, I'm not seeing you yet.
You're not seeing me yet? Let's see, I see a comment on YouTube, but I don't see any comments on Facebook yet, so let me know if I'm there. It says I'm live.
Oh, there we are.
Okay. So let me get my second camera going. I see a comment on YouTube, but I don't see any comments on Facebook yet, so let me know. You guys get to peek behind the camera. If I'm there, behind the scenes. Where is my switcher?
All right, so I got to turn my sound down. All right, I hate having to search every time, but it should just come up. All right, so I got to turn my sound down.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
I'm glad y'all can't see my table until I get my cameras right, because it's a mess. And I couldn't make up my mind, so we're going to be, oh, my camera is dirty too. Where is my, I usually have a towel here.
I have not seen one for a little while, which means you've probably taken it in the house.
Probably. I hate to use paper towel. You should not use paper towel on your lenses because it actually scratches it, but in moments of desperation, we will do it because my screen was really dirty. Okay. Oh, Lord. Get myself together, y'all. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys doing this evening? Oh, I feel like it's been like an eternity since we've been here. It feels like that, doesn't it? And I don't know, I didn't make an event. I'm just fired. I fired myself at least 10 times just today, you guys. So I am fired. But for those of you who are here, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. David, you want to say hi to everyone?
I do. So on YouTube, we have Kathleen Hoovis, Flea Brown from Santa Barbara. Kathleen is in freezing cold Illinois.
I'm sorry.
Vicki Moore from cold and snowy Louisville. Redeemed, Northern Michigan is cold. Sista So, Happy New Year, Royce and David. No snow yet in Virginia, but it's cold. And Cheryl Lynn. Over on Facebook, we have, see, now I have to change devices and take my glasses off. Fornication by Design says Happy New Year. Melissa QE Gomez, Rebecca Aguayo says FBLCU. I don't know what that means. Facebook, I see you, maybe. Memory Williams, Celestine Todd, Flea Brown says hello from Ken and Flea. Vancil Lee says hi there. Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis.
Your page. Sorry.
Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis says any New Year's resolutions. Kimberly Gaines Russell, Karen Moyer, Lori Slate from Connecticut. Min's Kaz says it's chilly in Houston. Ari Sanchez is watching.
Hey,
and
Ari Nana.
Angie Champagne. That's
Good
what.
evening.
Oh, and Tammy Valoni from Washington State. That's what I have thus far.
Good evening, you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. I know that we have been MIA, but you guys, I was tired. Like beyond tired. You guys ever get to that place? I always think about Claire Huxtable when she just says, what does she say? I have nothing left to give. Anyways, I was just there, I think. And so I unplugged like 88% is what I'm saying, because we launched new designs to the retailer, so I couldn't unplug completely. But about 88%. I forgot to turn off my phone. Ariana, tell Dom, do not call me, because I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. and I don't think I can do it now. So, thank you guys so much for coming. If you guys are new, my name is Royce. The voice behind the camera you hear is my husband, David. And together we make up Roycycled Treasures. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are here most Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and we are making stuff. That's what we do here. So, tonight I have a pile, y'all. I have a pile of stuff I need to finish. So, y'all gonna help me finish some stuff tonight. And then we'll talk about what we're gonna do next week. My mind just could not settle tonight. So I have all kinds of stuff on my desk, y'all. It's ridiculous over here. I'm not even going to show y'all till I get it together a little bit. So those of you who come on our Whatnot auctions, you guys have seen this bunny before. I was going to do him tonight. I do have some spring decoupage paper from our last launch. This is my personal favorite one, which is the Pressed Flowers Masterboard. But I decided that I'm not ready to do him just yet. So I'm going to set him aside. Almost, but not ready. Maybe next week, we'll see. Because I also have a stack of unfinished projects here. But I also think that perhaps we can do like a larger project together over the course of the next 2 weeks. Like next week and then the week following. Because I have another one of these. I don't know if you guys remember when I bought a bunch of frames and George made like little cabinets for me. So I thought that this one's pretty plain. We could add some molds, we could zhuzh it up, and then we could make a piece of artwork over the course of the next 2 weeks using this piece. Are you leaving me?
For a moment.
Okay.
But I'm going to leave my microphone on and I'm going to talk. So you get to be quiet until I come back.
I have to be quiet until you come back?
Well, because you won't know, I won't hear you, so I won't know if I'm interrupting you.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just going to get a towel.
Okay.
I'm going to get one of those towels. It's just in the laundry room.
Okay, you're going to go talk? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can hear me. My mic's still on.
Okay.
So here's what I'm talking about. If you are watching on Facebook, we really would appreciate it if you would hit the share button. Also leave a comment and leave a emoji. It really does help. Whenever you interact, it helps the channel. So whatever emoji you would like, please put one in. That really does help. If you are on YouTube, what we'd love for you to do is subscribe, number one.
Oh, Amy,
hit the thumbs
aboard.
up.
Oh, Amy. Oh, wait.
And hit the bell. The bell lets you set it up for announcements so you can receive alerts when Royce is on. You can customize it, though, to whatever you want. So if you only want one alert, that's Royce, that's great. If you want alerts from your favorite cooking shows or whatever, mine is Red Letter Media, Best of the Worst. I get alerts for that. But that's up to you.
Okay, so he wasn't being sneaky. He was talking business. Thank you, baby.
No, I figured I could talk about that.
Well, when you're getting out of earshot, I don't know.
Here, can I have your towel too?
Babe.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Amy's here. She's a first-time retailer. So, thank you for the reminder, Amy. Welcome aboard, by the way. If you are a Roycycled retailer, please put your link in the comments so customers can find you. Probably the most question I get asked through Messenger and emails is where can I find your decoupage paper? So if you guys carry recycled decoupage papers, please put the links to your website in the comments so customers can find you and they can find the paper. Thank you, babe.
Thank you.
I buy these by the pack, you guys. Although my favorite ones are from Websteront because they're super thick. And they're really nice, but these are less expensive. And he's talking about subscribing. Thank you. Let me know what he's talking about. Because I know, I never know what David going to do.
Anna Pierce said I had to be a teacher at some point. I was never a teacher. Kathleen Elder, he's marketing. There you go.
So, you guys, welcome and Happy New Year to everyone. We didn't do a good job. Normally we do like a message. Maybe we'll still do one. Video message. So I will tell you guys tonight. We are so grateful for each and every one of you who join us on Sunday nights, who join us on Fridays. Those of you who are in my membership, you guys know that you're close to my heart. Thank you guys so much for supporting Roycycled. We appreciate you so much more than you will ever know. And I hope that you guys have a happy, happy new year. I am in high gear. Like I woke up this morning. Yesterday, I couldn't remember why I walked in the kitchen. And today I woke up like high charged. I've gotten so much done today. It is insane. But all of it is just trying to get prepared for 2025. And I am so excited for what we have coming up. So that's all.
All right. Again, retailers, like Royce said, please put your link in. I'm looking at YouTube. Amy Waters. Somebody's asking what's Amy's site. So.
Oh yeah, please put your link to your site.
Yeah, I mean it's YouTube, so the link may or may not.
I think it populates on YouTube. I think so.
But
I could be wrong. So I'm going to point you guys down at my table, which is an absolute mess. And we are going to work on what? Oh, I have them. Okay. I have 4 projects here that I've started that I didn't finish. Can I tell you guys a secret? See, what happens is when I do videos and I do projects, I will generally do them just well enough to be able to take a picture and post it, but I don't finish them. But since you guys have been asking for my finished projects on Whatnot, I'm having to finish them. So you guys are going to help me finish these projects so that we can list them on Whatnot. But we'll finish them together, so it'll be fun. You guys will get to see kind of how I finish it. Hey, Madonna, how are you? Madonna's in our membership. And you guys, our first call this week is on Wednesday. We did change to Wednesday nights instead of Thursdays. Wednesday night is super hard for me because Thursday is Friday for a lot of municipalities here. All of them now, right?
all of them locally.
Locally, which means a lot of times I'm missing stuff on Thursday nights because I'm hanging out with you guys. So we moved the meeting to Wednesday. So our first meeting of 2025 will be on Wednesday, and I'm super excited for Wednesday's project. So I hope you guys are able to join. So let me put you guys down to my table so you guys can see my mess. See what I have going on here. You guys can see I have a stack of projects here. And so I figured we'd go through and we would finish each of our projects together. Some of them I have easy finishes. Some of them are harder. I don't know if I'm going to get to this one. Maybe you guys can help me with this. So this is a project, literally, I have recorded this entire YouTube video of me making this project, and I've not finished it because I can't figure out how to add the hardware. Apparently I was able to get one on, but not the other one. And I think part of the problem is they give you this big old piece of hardware, but then they give me these tiny screws, and the wood on this is thicker than the screws are. But I noticed that I have a really big screw here, but I have tiny screws on this one. And I ordered this hardware, but I'm not seeing any big screws in here. So if you guys have made the cigar box purses and you guys know what I need to do, y'all help me out. Help me out, because this is literally all I need to do is just put the other piece of hardware on here so I can put a strap, and this is going to be such a cute purse, right? I cannot wait to get that done. So we can't finish that together. I thought we'd be able to finish, but I can't figure out the hardware, so we cannot. So maybe you guys can help me though. Help me figure out what hardware I need to order for that, because I know you guys are crafty. And then these 3 projects are projects that we've started together over the course of the last few weeks. If you guys remember, we used the recycled fine art blocks, and we only used 2 of the blocks. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a lot of blocks on that sheet of paper, and we only used 2 for this project. And so we're pretty much done, but I still need to seal the gold leaf on here so we can do that together. And the kit that I buy from Amazon comes with an adhesive and a sealer. And so we'll do that together in a few minutes. And then you guys, and I keep forgetting to look up what's called. What are these called? I know you guys remember. We made these together, and I was able to get this one completely assembled, but I still need to just glue these on and do some touch up. You see how the red, you can still see that? So just to do some touch up on these and glue them together. Oh man, that's what I meant to do it's right here. And then this is a project that I started like forever ago, and I haven't finished it. I used hot glue and it just popped off. I was being lazy because I wanted to get a picture for my YouTube video. So I'm going to need to take all this glue off before I glue this back on. But because this is metal, I thought it would be super fun for us to make some magnets to put on here. So I have the cameo mold and I have the rosettes mold, and I just bought some little magnets from Dollar Tree. And so I thought we could make some magnets that could go on this as a little messenger board. So that's one thing. And then for this one, this is probably the easiest project. I'm going to do it first. And that is, you guys remember we did this piece. We did the two doors. We were talking about color theory. And this one had a lot of really soft colors that were really close to each other on a color wheel. And so it was really calm. Baby, can you hand me that blue door right there, please?
Uh-huh. Gonna take me a second.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I meant to get that before
I'm
I
just
sat
not,
down.
it's not convenient here, is what I'm saying.
Hey, Chris.
I'm wired in.
The stag bowl. What's the stag bowl? Be careful, okay, babe? Mm-hmm. And so, remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but these two doors were exactly the same, but we did two completely different finishes on them. This one, we use colors on the opposite side of the color wheel, right? And so it's a lot louder. I think it's beautiful, but it's just a lot louder. There's more impact. Whereas this one, where we use colors that are close to each other on the color wheel, it's quieter, right? And it's more serene. And so I wanted to finish this one because it looks all cute from the front, right? But look at the back, y'all. I'm a hot mess. It's not even done. So we're going to paint the back of this. And I just put a D-ring here so you could hang this. And I think I will probably do another coat of sealer over the paper. And this is a block from one of the Royce spring decoupage papers that we decoupaged in the panel. And then we used some ILD molds. And we used some Amy Howard milk paint, I believe, is what we used to get this really yummy chippy finish on here. So I'm just going to paint the back of this real quick, and then I'll find a place to put that, and this will be done. And you guys are going to help me finish some projects while we all chit-chat and catch up. Now, somebody asked about everyone's New Year's resolution. I don't generally do resolutions per se. I do have a word of the year, and my word for this year is limitless. Oh, that's an adhesive. I know I have the sealer somewhere on this table. I'll find it.
Ruru2 says maybe you can glue the hardware on with E600.
The hardware.
You're talking about the piece that you didn't know how to...
Oh, you know what? I really want it to be a functional purse. And so that's really why I wanted to screw it on. So that someone could really use it as a purse. Like put things in it and be able to carry it around confidently, knowing that it's not going to like fall apart while they're in the store or something. So I really want to be able to screw it on there. Am I going to have to make milk paint? I think I am. I hope I have the right color here. Oh, this is Venetian plaster. That's not even milk paint. I was going to try to cheat and just use a white chalk paint. La 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 la. Oh, there's some antique Via right there. Oh man, that is not a good can. Okay, chit chat, baby. I gotta find paint.
All right. I had to look this up. Somebody is, where did I see it? Where did I see it? Susan Boehner or Whitmore Glazer watching you and the Stag Bowl.
Yeah,
and I had to look up what the Stag Bowl is. It's the Division III football championship.
Oh.
It's currently going on, and let's see. Mount Union versus North Central College. I don't know where either of them are from.
Okay, well, I hope your team is winning. I'm just going to mix up some milk paint really quickly, you guys, because I cannot find any chalk paint. So I'm not going to need a lot, and I think I might need to add some binder to this too. Dag nabbit. I thought I had myself all together.
All right. Apparently in Division 3, these two teams just kind of owned it.
Oh.
Mount Union is appearing in a record 23rd Stag Bowl. They've won 13 national championships. And North Central is appearing for the 5th straight time. So apparently in Division 3, there are only 2 teams. I still don't know where they're from. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to mix this with the binder. It says 2-part binder, 1-part paint. It wants me to make sure this is completely clean. So I'm going to use some alcohol just to make sure before we paint. And milk paint is really thin. If you want like a really ultra smooth finish, milk paint is a really good option. And I'm going to be using a binder tonight because I don't want it to necessarily be chippy on the back. Otherwise, I would just add water.
Okay, so Mount Union is from Alliance, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And North Central is from Naperville, Illinois.
Oh, so they're rivals, kind of like Safford and Thatcher.
Well, I don't know. I would assume North Central's rival would probably be Triton, would be the closest community college, I think, to them. I think, in River Grove, but I could be wrong. Anna Pierce says, my word of the year is focus.
Oh, that's a good one, Anna. I pray for that every day, Anna. It has yet to show up. Oh, I'm a mess.
Lee says her phrase is forgetting, straining, and pressing.
Okay.
Philippians 3:13.
I like it.
All right, I think we have to mention, because we mentioned it on Whatnot, and if you're not on Whatnot, please join us. If you're new to Whatnot, just message Royce. She can give you a link.
Yes, I'll give you a link and you'll get, I think it's still there, $15 to spend.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend it with me. You can spend it with any of the auctions.
And it's not like you spend 15, you get 15. Not like those MGM bets. You bet 5 and you get 20 in bonus bet. No. You get $15 to spend.
Yes.
But we had mentioned it on Friday's Whatnot, and it's every other Friday. There were a couple of cancellations for the retreat.
Oh, for the retreat,
So
yes.
there are a couple of seats still left.
Yes. So
Right.
if you guys want to, let me see. I think I have a QR code for the retreat. I don't know if I have a link. If you're on YouTube and you're watching not on your phone, here's a QR code to get more information for the retreat. It feels like it's right around the corner. I swear, I'm so excited. And like nervous. I have my spreadsheet right now, like double checking and making my list and checking it twice to make sure everything is done, because I am so excited to host everyone. And it's interesting because the community is excited too. I've had a couple of people ask me, when is your retreat again? When is your retreat again? So.
Anna Pierce said she got all her goodies from Whatnot earlier this week.
Oh, good.
Kathleen Elder says, when is it?
When the retreat is April 24th to the 27th. It's here in Safford, Arizona. And Thursday night is like a meet and greet. So Thursday's like a travel day, right? The meet and greet is going to be in the lobby of the hotel. So you guys don't have to worry about like trying to get here and then get somewhere else. It's going to be at the event motel. So you can just like drop your bags, come downstairs, hang out, and then go back upstairs, right? When you're done. So.
So it's Safford, Arizona. We're about 3 hours east of Phoenix, about 2 hours east of Tucson. So you can fly into either of those if you're flying. If you're driving, obviously, you just...
We're like southeast, though, from Phoenix, and northeast from Tucson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, starting tomorrow, and I will actually be on the first flight. We have flights now between Safford and Phoenix.
Yes. Remind me, babe, to put that link inside of the Facebook group.
Okay, so if you don't want to rent a car, you can fly to Safford. We'll pick you up at the airport, bring you to the hotel, take you to the retreat. And when I say we, I mean me. But that's up to you. Some people are carpooling.
Yes.
They're flying in and then they're renting one car, like 4 or 5 people, and they want to carpool. Or there's somebody who's in Phoenix or Tucson and saying, hey, I'm driving anyway. If you want to hop in, you could split the gas. Look, whatever way works best for you, whatever way saves you money.
Yes.
So whatever works. Yeah, tomorrow's the first flight. I'm on the first flight out.
Yeah, y'all pray my husband comes back to me safely. I don't know about this. I think I'm supposed to let this rest for a little while.
Although technically they did do one flight with the city council. So I think that was the first flight.
That was the official first flight.
But this is the first official you could buy a ticket on the flight between Safford and Phoenix.
They want David on that plane so he'll write a story.
That's it. That's it. So they invited me. They invited the editor of the paper.
It's media day.
Yeah, it's media day. But I'm assuming there's also flyers going for business.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll find out.
What's that show you've been watching, babe?
What?
The show about the airport.
Oh, Wings.
Wings. I know every time you watch that, I'm like, that could be Safford someday.
And that's probably the plane I'm going to be on.
Yes.
Because it's a 9-passenger.
I know somebody uses Milk Paint all the time, and they're like, what is Royce doing? I don't know what I'm doing, y'all.
What airline is it? It is Canyon.
It's a really small airline that comes here.
Yeah. So I want to say it's Canyon Scenic Airlines is the name of it. I believe that's the name of it. If you look up Safford Airport, there's links to it. So you can, that's the easiest way. Just Safford Regional Airport, do a Google search. You can buy tickets on their website, or they'll link you to the airline site. You can buy tickets there. Either way, it's going to the same place.
Yeah. And I'll be putting a link inside the group for those of you who've already registered too.
Yeah. But there was that there were a couple of people that canceled. So there's a really limited number of seats. Jump on it if you've been on the fence. But you've been talking to our local restaurateurs.
Yes.
And I was curious because I know what I want. But I'm curious what everybody else wants. So we don't have chain restaurants here.
Well, we have some.
No, we have chain fast food.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We don't have like restaurants.
We have one chain restaurant.
Jerry's?
No. Although I guess technically it is, but did you know Jerry's was started by the founder of Long John Silver's?
I did not know that.
So
this is just the first coat, you guys. Don't be afraid. I'm going to have to put a crumb coat and leave this to sit, I guess, 24 hours, and then I'm going to have to come back and do another coat. Carry on, babe.
So he wanted a sit-down restaurant, and he did open up a bunch of them, but then Long John's got bought up by Yum, and they divested. So all the Jerry's restaurants are now their own thing.
Oh,
they're not a franchise.
So technically, they're not a franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Denny's is our chain restaurant.
Yeah.
But all our other restaurants are locally owned, local cooks, local chefs, local recipes. It's just what we have. It's the cool thing about a small town.
Yeah, because a lot of the larger chains won't come here because we don't have enough population.
Yeah. We just, the numbers just aren't here. The money is here, which is crazy. I would think I'd come for the money because the mine pays ridiculously high salaries.
Well, it used to be ridiculously high. In this economy, it's regular salaries.
Yeah, well, true. But so Royce is working with the local restaurants about feeding lunch, which is included in your...
Yeah, breakfast and lunch every day is included.
Right. So your breakfast, you've got a continental breakfast, basically pastries.
Yeah, but they're fresh pastries.
Right. Yeah, local baker is going to be making them every day.
Yes.
So it's going to come out of the oven to you.
Yeah, Ruth is a artisan baker. She has a bakery here. She bakes all night, and then whatever she makes is what's there in the bakery. And once it's sold out, it's out. It's gone. So usually we're all trying to get there before 11 o'clock in the morning.
All right. We do have a question. Flea is asking, what brand of bonding agent are you using? The one I use, you add to the water and milk paint mixture.
I'm using Amy Howard. It just said to add 50-50. I did add water too, but this is just my first coat. It's pretty ugly. I'm going to set this aside and let it dry, and then I'll go on and put on a pretty coat. So I'm guessing this is like a crumb coat because milk paint is so thin to begin with. And then I'll come back and I'll put on a pretty coat
And
after this one dries.
And Christy Wittenberg, yes, you are a vendor at Arizona Fan Fest. She's excited about the restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you just won't get billed until March, which is the great thing.
I know.
D. Huff, all the Denny's in our region have closed. Yes, Denny's are closing.
Really?
I don't think ours is on the closure list.
You know, I feel like, never mind, don't get me started. What do you call those companies that are made up of investors?
Hedge funds.
These hedge funds are buying up these businesses and then they're selling them for part. Because people think Long John Silver's closed because people were eating all the shrimp. That is not why they closed.
No, that was Red Lobster.
Red Lobster, yeah. They closed because they were bought out by a hedge fund who basically...
Well, the hedge fund wanted it for real estate.
Yeah.
So they jacked the rents up. Even though they own the restaurants, you still have to pay.
Well, because
the real estate holding division, you have to pay for that. Mm-hmm. And that cost them. Then they mandated that they used a shrimp farm that the hedge fund also used that cost more.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so we've got all these cool restaurants. I think you're going to use the pizza place, right? Fancy Pizzeria?
Yes. Fancy Pizzeria is for sure, yes.
Yeah, is for sure. He makes everything except the cheese.
Yeah.
So he's literally banging out the dough each morning. He's crushing his own tomatoes. He's doing the whole thing. Believe me, you will love this pizza. It's phenomenal.
I like it because I can eat it and it doesn't make me swell. Because if I eat anything from... You know, like we'll probably eat fast food tonight and I'm going to have to pay for it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like it because he can custom make to me. So there are some things I can't eat, and one of which is garlic, and I'm like, "Hey, Ben, can I get one without garlic?" Yeah.
Yeah,
I can have a pizza again.
Yeah, my last pizza didn't have garlic on it.
Well, that's because I ordered it. He thought it was for me.
He thought it was for you.
So anyway, we're debating on what to make. Now we've got a lot of Mexican restaurants. It's Arizona.
I know. I feel like I have to do Mexican because it's going to be part of the experience.
But we've also got a Hawaiian restaurant.
Yes.
Which you know what? If they're open, we can get them. I don't think they're open on Sunday though, are they?
No, I doubt it. But Sunday,
which we get every now and then. We've also got
barbecue.
I think they're friends now. I think we can qualify them as friends. The owners of
Doug's Barbecue.
Yeah, a barbecue food truck, and he's out there smoking his meat every morning at like 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. And you know, barbecue is kind of everywhere. You're not getting something you haven't had, other than. You know, he's sourcing his own meats. He's doing the smoking.
I just wonder if I serve barbecue for lunch, if everyone would be asleep.
Yeah, that's the other thing is barbecue can be a little heavy.
It's heavy, and I just feel like everyone will be like snoozing.
So, I mean, we've got one Mexican restaurant that is Royce's absolute favorite.
But he does not cater.
He doesn't cater, but I think we could probably convince him. Maybe. And then your second favorite might. I think Mechi's has done some catering.
I believe Mechi's does cater.
I know they did because Ed Lopez had a family reunion, and the caterer got sick. So they couldn't cater.
And Mechi's came in
and Mechi's produced not the whole meal, but a ton of the meal that day.
So you guys, really quickly, because we're talking about food, I painted these gold. I don't know if you guys were with me when we did this project, but I painted these red first, and these are just wood blanks. You can see the IOD sticker still on there. I painted them red first, and then we went over the red with the gold, so you can see There's red kind of peeking in there. So I want to go in and touch these up so that we can call them finished. And then I still have to glue these down in here. So I'm just taking some of my Posh pigment. You guys know pale gold is my favorite. And I'm mixing it with a water-based sealer, top coat, whatever you call it. It's all the same, y'all. To make me some metallic paint so that I can go ahead. And I'm making way too much too. So I'm gonna have to find another use for this gold.
Kathleen Huvison, you thought this was going to be a quick finish project. Right? The simple things always take longer than we think.
Oh, I know. That's why they're not finished, right?
Yeah. And Flea Brown has a special church event tonight. They have to hop off. So
Alrighty,
thank you, Flea and Ken.
Flea. Thank you for hopping on.
Min's Cast says crumb coat, bakery talk.
Right? I remember when I first started painting furniture, and one of the things that I would do, you guys know how sometimes you might have a small piece and you want to do something quick. And one of the things you could do to like increase adhesion is to do a super thin crumb coat and let that dry before you paint. I think that's why I say crumb coat, is because of my furniture painting days.
Amanda Velderman, can't eat garlic. Yeah, it's look, I love it. It's delicious. I love the smell. I'm all in on garlic. I just can't. It just, I have ulcerative colitis and it affects me. I get a flare up. So I always have to check, and Ben can take care of me. So I get a pizza now. I get a takeout pizza.
I know, right? Not a frozen pizza.
There's one frozen pizza I can eat that doesn't have any garlic in it. And now I have one takeout pizza, which is better. Way better. Angie says, Mexican please. Dorothy says, I love the Hawaiian restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Dorothy's probably been there because she's been here to Safford before.
And then Dorothy says, brisket sandwiches.
Dorothy, I have to tell you, for my membership, I was going to check with Brenda. Did you guys get your free training for Christmas? You guys should have gotten a free training on blending paint for Christmas. And I did not double check because I was just kind of out of it over the holidays. But Dorothy, you remember, Dorothy was here for that. Poor Dorothy. She came up because, you guys, I recorded this training and I realized when I was just talking to the camera by myself that my energy was completely different. So I invited some of my friends to come and sit in the class. And so, Dorothy, you're in the training video that the membership gets to watch, hopefully.
Kathleen Hoover says, I would love to see a side-by-side, one with gold, one with red under.
Oh, to see the difference? You would have to see it in person. I don't think you'd be able to see the difference like on the camera.
And then Tina Burke says puddle jumper or SWA. I would qualify it as a puddle jumper.
Yeah.
It's a 9-seater.
It's a puddle jumper.
Yeah.
This is our airport's first commercial flight program. And so until they get it a little built up, and honestly, even when they build it up, it'll probably just be multiple puddle jumpers.
Right. And Tina Burke says, also, my hubby says he will pay for me to come. What is the cost and the hotels?
It's $595 is the cost of the retreat. That includes all your meals. Well, not all your meals. It includes breakfast and lunch for each day. You also get 2 drink tickets for Thursday night's meet and greet. You don't have to have alcohol, but you can. We'll have local wines, and hopefully the microbrewery will be up by then too.
That's going to be close.
That's going to be close.
Yeah.
Well, we'll hit Tim up for something.
Yeah.
And of course, all the materials too. So you guys don't have to bring anything. Your swag bags. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah,
my
tell
stuff
me
is
about
coming
that.
in. So the swag bags will be canvas bags. Everyone will have their own apron that you'll get to use all weekend and get to take home. All of the art supplies will be included, so you don't have to bring anything. Some art supplies you'll get to take home. Some of them stuff will be for your table, but there'll be quite a bit that you'll get to take home. Like I ordered really nice paintbrush sets for everybody. I think this is from one of the sets, because I wanted to try the brushes for myself. You know, I got to make sure they're good, babe.
And stuff from, did you say stuff from locals? I was reading while you were talking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have some swag bag sponsors like in our niche that I'll be announcing pretty soon. So you guys will get stuff from the sponsors, and then we'll have local sponsors too. So the swag bags are pretty good.
Hopefully they won't put you overweight.
Nah.
Did you see airlines are changing the carry-on size?
Are they? Are they making it smaller?
That's what I think they're trying to go to a standard size because each airline's a little different.
Oh, they're a little different, like within inches. It's not that big of a difference.
I don't know.
They better not go smaller.
Oh, it's airlines. I would say we cannot trust them. So there you go, Tina. Oh, hotels.
Yeah, we sold for the hotel. If you're coming by yourself, we do have a special deal for attendees. I forgot what it was. One of you guys, somebody tell me what it was because it's really inexpensive, but I forgot what it was. We do have a special price for attendees, so for your motel stay. And then if you are bringing a spouse with it, so our chamber has made a special package for people traveling here to the Valley, and it includes golf and meals. So I want to say it's 2 rounds of golf.
I don't know about 2 rounds of golf. I know it's at least 1 round of golf, a lunch, and a dinner at 2 different restaurants.
Yes.
But I think it's a round of golf for 2, isn't it?
Oh, well, I guess if only one person, though, then it'll be 2 rounds.
I don't know. I got double check with our chamber director.
Because I think it's 2 rounds of golf. I think you can decide if you want to do
2 people
or one person going, twice. That's why I said 2 rounds of golf. So how you do that, I think, is up to you.
All right, let me look it
So
up.
2 rounds of golf, 2 lunches, and then 2 dinners is what it includes. And it's basically a 44% savings off of everything. So if you are coming to the retreat and you're bringing a spouse, that deal may be a better option for you. And I'll be sure and put that link into the group as well. You guys can research and see which one is better. And the cool thing is it's the same motel. It's the event motel. So if you get that, you can still be in the same motel with everybody else who's coming to the event.
Now, it should be noted that you could be in one or another hotel.
Well, they get to choose, though. So,
Right, but it's owned by the same ownership group.
Yeah.
And there's a walkway between the hotels, like a bridge, a pedestrian bridge.
Yeah.
They're connected.
But he blocked out 60 rooms in both, so I think everybody's going to end up in the same motel.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you don't panic. It's not like you're 8 miles away.
No, they're literally connected by a breezeway between the two.
Correct. It's just one is a Best Western, one is a
La Quinta.
La Quinta.
It's a nice Best Western too, by the way. Not like
they gutted it and redid the whole thing, both hotels.
Yeah.
So, boy, the chamber's got a whole lot of stuff other than the golf package.
I don't know if it's on the chamber's website because we're marketing that out of area.
I remember seeing it at least once because I remember pulling it down.
Look, I'm the chair of the marketing committee. I should know this stuff, right? But I do not. Look I got a little bit of paint on my paper. I'm so sad. No one will notice, right? No one will notice.
No, I'm not seeing it. All
Okay,
right.
see, I have all this paint left over. Why you guys let me mix so much paint? So I'm going to let these dry, and then we'll come back and we'll glue our pieces. What do we call these again? I forgot. There's a name for them.
Cameos?
No.
Silhouettes?
When you used to travel before photographs, you could buy these, and they would be of famous people or famous places, and they would be cast in plaster. And so for these, we used resin, and then I painted them with Wise Owl's 1-hour enamel so I could get that nice, like, smooth finish because the 1-hour enamel self-levels, and then we painted the edges with gold to make them look more bougie. So I just need to glue these into my frames, but I'm going to wait for these to dry first, and then we will glue those in.
Dorothy says she needs a new recycled apron. Hers is getting grungy.
It's getting grungy is good. That means it's being used. But Dorothy's coming to the retreat. So yes, Dorothy, you will get a new apron.
Lisa Van Sil says people are mailing their luggage sometimes.
Huh.
I did that when I took the boys to Comic-Con,
Yeah.
and we drove. But I was like, I'm just going to mail some stuff back home. Mainly because I bought like Christmas presents for the boys.
I'll mail, when I travel, because Because, you know, even when we went to Wisconsin, Sonnet mailed some of my shopping good stuff
Yes.
back to me.
Kathy Hall says 125 for the hotels.
Thank you. 125 a night for the hotel room. And that's a special for those of you who are here with the retreat. And you'll get the information for that once you register. And we're having a spring, ¿cómo se dice?
Springfest.
A Spring Fest that weekend. So I have worked out a deal with the chamber. You guys will have a dedicated space for all of us to sit together. We'll be close to the stage, but we won't be like right in front of the stage, so we won't be getting blown out by music.
I can tell you this. So the radio station I work for is owned by the guy who does the sound. And the first time that stage went up, it's a brand new stage. Because I was taking photos, I stood in front of it.
Yeah, no.
It pushed me back.
That's why I don't want to be super close.
Yeah, the bass speaker can actually move you.
No, we will be we'll be right outside the VIP tent. So,
You'll have your own tent.
we'll have 3 pop-ups. I want to say this, I agreed to buy 5 pop-ups. We're doing an in-kind exchange.
Oh, okay.
I did some willing and some dealing. But we'll have some tables and chairs so we can relax and be comfortable at the event. So you guys can wander around, find some local food trucks. There'll be wineries there so you can sample wine. I believe we're going to have microbreweries there this year.
If they're up and running, if they've got the brewery up.
Worst case scenario, Tim will have a table.
Oh, he'll have a beer garden, yeah.
Well, no, not just the beer garden. He has connections with some microbreweries.
Yes, he does. I've met some of them. They did a trade show last year.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to go to that, so I met some of them.
So there'll be some microbrewery there.
Yes.
It's just a matter if it'll be the local guy and or some additional ones. They're still from the area. They're just not from here.
He really wants the local guy because I saw him he's our local beer distributor. Yeah. And I was talking to him right before New Year's, and he was going over to help them.
Oh, that's nice.
He doesn't consider it competition. He knows that if I go in for a microbrew, you may be a fan of Budweiser, not the microbrew.
Yeah.
So he'll sell either way.
Yeah.
He gets it. Intaglios?
Yes, thank you. That's the name of them.
Amanda Velderman.
Thank you, Amanda.
If you add more medium with the gold powder, can you make it more transparent? Dorothy asks.
Yes, Dorothy, you can make it as opaque or transparent as you want. That's why I like it, because I can mix it exactly the way I want. And so I'm going to go ahead and this is the sealer that came with this kit. So I'm going to go ahead and seal it. When you seal your gold leaf, you want to use a gloss. If you use a matte sealer, it just really mattifies it and you lose that kind of metallic, the pretty that you get from the metallic. So you want to use a gloss sealer, and I went ahead and used a sealer over the top too, just to unify that. The one thing that you guys know, I generally prefer matte, but the one thing that I do see that when you use a glossier sealer, it does make your images pop. I think that in my mind, when I think of gloss, I think of that thick, glossy varnish, but you can lay down a nice thin, gloss or a satin top coat that'll give you that pop of color, but it won't look like that thick, tacky, glossy
And
varnish.
Kathleen Hoovis asked, does sealer dull the gold?
No,
So
it doesn't.
Depends on your sealer.
So this sealer came with the gold leaf kit that I'm using. And it's just called gold leaf. I'll give you guys the information. This is the one that I order from Amazon. Don't hold it upside down because it'll spill. And so it comes with the kit, so it's not going to dull it. That's why I use this sealer as opposed to another sealer. And it's kind of why I bought this kit too, because it had a sealer with it. And so I can maintain that beautiful metallic color of the gold, but it can be sealed and protected. Maybe, do you have somewhere over there you can sit this?
Nope.
Nope? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll find a place.
I'll figure out
Hold
something.
it underneath there. Thank you, darling.
I do have a couple of more questions on the retreat,
Yes.
but you got to wait till I can sit down.
Okay. I'm going to start on the top this time and work my way around the edges.
All right, let's see.
You guys see how that gloss kind of makes the colors pop a little bit more?
All right, so questions. Yeah, 125 per night. That's not bad. Vicky, Zach, 100% is not bad. So we're in a weird spot.
I know.
The average city hotels are always booked up on the weekend, and midweek completely empty. It's like a ghost town. We're the opposite because we have a mine here, a copper mine, and they hire so many contractors. The contractors, housing's at a premium everywhere,
Yeah.
but especially here, they've gotten to the point where they're just booking hotel rooms.
Which is why I wanted to go and make sure that I blocked out rooms.
Correct. So not only did Royce make sure we have hotel rooms, which there wouldn't be, she got a great price on them. Okay.
And that price is for any type of room. So I encourage you guys to book early because that's saying if you get a suite, it's going to be 125. If you get a single, it's going to be 125.
Yeah.
So
whatever you get. Okay. So here are my retreat questions. Cindy Nygaard, I'm interested in attending, but I have a question. I'm not a reseller, just have fun creating stuff. Is the retreat designed for YouTubers and resellers only?
no, I've already had that type of retreat a couple of years ago for my retailers. This is a retreat. I'm saying it's for the general public because this is going to be about community and creating and learning and having fun. So there's no business component to this retreat. This is all about creating and community.
Wendy Reese Purdy, I'm thinking of bringing my 2 daughters-in-law. You are the nicest mother-in-law ever.
Ever.
So I think our daughter-in-law needs to step up and be as nice as apparently
you know
yours
Ari is listening. You are so terrible.
I know. That's why I said it. She's wonderful, actually. Are there still spots in the retreat? Yes, you could get your daughters-in-law in. But book quick, because there are.
And this is not a sales pitch. So I only, I'm limiting the number of spots, not like as a sales pitch, but A, the space is only so big and I want everybody to be comfortable. And B, I want to make sure that I am available to everyone so that everyone feels like seen when they come. And I don't think that I can do that for more than 60 people. So that's why I limited the number of seats, is because I want to make sure everyone has a really good experience. And I want to make sure that the space is comfortable for everyone, because I recognize that my people, we're seasoned. And so if you're in a wheelchair, I want you to be able to get around easily. You know what I'm saying? If you're using a cane.
If your hip's a little sore.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everyone can move around the space comfortably. The space is fully accessible, which I'm super excited about because we won't be doing anything upstairs. Everything will be downstairs. And so that's why the limit. So it's not a sales pitch. It's literally about the space and the experience.
Melissa Q.E. Gomez, are there antiquing, thrifting opportunities?
We don't have any scheduled, but I will say that one of the thrift stores is literally how many doors down? Because the event is on the corner, and the thrift store is the second one in.
Then there's the accountant, and then the thrift store.
Yeah. So right across the street, there is the thrift store. You can pop in there. They're open till 5:30, and we'll be getting out before that.
That's where you thrift.
Yes, it is where I thrift a lot. And antiquing, I'll be honest with you guys, I do not go antiquing. Like, I do not shop for my stuff because I feel like as soon as I go in an antique store, it's going to be like 50% more expensive.
There is an antique store about 2 doors the other way.
See, I always forget about them because I never go
Me
there.
too, because I never go in either. I actually, it popped up on my feed, and I was like, where is this? And then somebody went, it's right next to the theater that you're on the board that's repairing. And I went, oh, yeah, that's right. It's right there.
That's right.
So it's 2 doors. The antique store is 2 doors to the east. And then the thrift store is across the street, 2 doors to the west.
Yeah.
So you can throw a rock and hit either one. Don't throw a rock.
And the schedule is pretty like chill. So in the mornings from 8 to 10, we'll have breakfast. But it's a continental breakfast. And if you don't want to go to breakfast, you don't have to go to breakfast. You can like do other stuff. But we do start project at oh, I haven't never opened that. I'm all like at 10 o'clock. And so, and then we have a lunch break. And then I'm hoping that we're done by 4 o'clock every day. So you guys can have time to kind of, you know, be nosy and mill around before we meet up the street at the...
And it's called The Venue. Her venue is called
I know. That's
The
what it's
Venue.
called. It's a beautiful venue, you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And Wendy Reese Purdy says, I am an awesome mother-in-law. And she said, I have the best daughters-in-law. We do a lot of stuff together.
Oh,
that is
that's
great.
Good.
And Dorothy Lage has to go because the ribs are ready.
Oh, bye, Dorothy. I know. Dorothy's husband is a chef. She's lucky.
Amanda Velderman, that's smart, drawing a dark line on your measuring cup.
Girl, these people kill me making little bumps on stuff, and then somehow we're supposed to magically be able to read them. So yes, I just run my a pen over those little bumps to make sure that I can see them. I need some more measuring cups, you guys. I've abused these for about 3 years now, and they're starting to show their wear and tear. But I do love using the, what do you call this stuff?
What?
Not rubber, but...
Resin?
No, the cup.
Oh, silicone.
The silicone, because nothing sticks to it. So I'm going to do a couple of these. I meant to put some gold dust in here.
Okay, the two boards that you just completed, what paper did they come from?
The scenes, that came from the new fine art decoupage paper it was new last spring. And I only used 2 of the project blocks from that paper. There's still a ton of paper that's still left from that piece. And I want to say it's called the Fine Art Project Block is the name of it. And no, I do not know the name of my own papers because there's a lot of them.
Do you have the gold leaf kit on your Amazon page?
I believe I do, yes. And is that somebody from YouTube or?
That was Dorothy. I'm kind of scrolling back.
Yes, I do have it. It's the one with the blue label on it. I went back and just put a little bit of the Posh pigment in here so that I don't have to paint these if I don't want to.
And will you do a retreat next year?
It depends. If you guys say, yes, this was really fun and we want to do it again, I will do another one. I think I'm going to plan to do another one. I like the idea of offering an opportunity for those who come this year to have like first dibs at buying tickets or buying seats to next year's. So I think I'm going to plan on doing one for next year. But those who come this year will have like first dibs at the seats for next year's. And it depends. If I survive, then I'll be here to do another one. Because these are a lot of work. And I know it's going to be a ton of work, but I am so excited. I'm going to make David do the project to you guys just so I can make sure that I don't do anything that's like too hard or complicated. And that everyone has fun doing their projects. But I do want you guys to take home something that you didn't think you'd be able to create, is my goal. And I put this pigment in here, so this is probably going to take a little longer to dry than normal. And I am really pushing it on the time. I can feel this resin heating up in the cup. And I was tempted to put some of the gold paint in there, but I know that I don't know how that sealer would respond to the resin, so I didn't do that. So I went ahead and just used the powder. So I just put some Posh pigment right inside of my resin, and then I poured that inside of here. I wish that it would look like this when I pop it out. It's going to look a little different. You guys will see in a few minutes, because what happens is a lot of that pigment actually rises to the top, which is the back. And it doesn't look this shiny on the front, but it's still pretty, and it still makes it easier to paint them gold after we pop them out. But I think that once these come out, we're going to glue some magnets to the back of them. And, oh, I should have put the magnets in there and then poured it over it. No, that wouldn't work. Never mind. And then this can be a message board, and then the magnets can go on there.
Well, it would, as long as it didn't go over the magnet. If you just put the resin up to the edge of the magnet.
I would have had to like pour it halfway maybe and then set the magnet in there and pour it the rest of the way. We're going to be simple. We're going to just glue it on there. And I probably should have done this first.
I'm sorry. Fornication by Design said, David, I might take offense to that.
Take offense to what? What did you say, baby?
That if David can do it, then you can do it.
Oh no, David knows. David is an intellect. He is a writer. We are like complementary in almost every way you could ever imagine. I am the crazy one in this relationship, just so we're clear. David is the sane level one. And like you guys, when David reads a book, he says he doesn't see any pictures. He just sees words. Like, I see a full-on movie when I'm reading a book. So, So if I can get David to see what I want him to do and to do it, not because he's not creative. It's just, he doesn't really do what we do. I mean, he's here and he's learned a lot. We need to have you do a live, baby. You haven't done a live in a while.
That's true.
But the project that I have in mind, I want to introduce a lot of different processes that you guys can do. So the first day we'll have, what do you call them? My brain is tired now. We'll have like sections, and we'll have you guys broken out into groups where you're going to do different things at these different, like, what do you call them, baby? Like, different.
Breakout sessions?
Not really breakouts. Like, they'll all be in the same room, but like, it'll be a table over here, and they'll be doing that. And there'll be another table. And
stations?
Stations, thank you. We'll have different stations where you'll be doing different things. So I am stealing, I went to an event at Carmen's last October, not this past October, but the one before that. And so what she did was she explained everything at like in the beginning, and then we were at stations all day, like making stuff. So I'm going to do a modified version. You guys will be at your stations, and you guys will be making the components to use on the project that we'll actually be doing together on Saturday. So Friday will all about like using different things to create all the components. And then Saturday we will put everything together. And then Sunday will be like a wrap-up session to make sure and finish up whatever you didn't get done. I want to make sure that there's plenty of time for community. So I don't want it to be like super pressured with like, I don't know. I want it to be fun. I want you guys to have time to get to know people that you've seen here. Probably every Sunday you see their names. You get to meet them in person. We'll have different spaces where you guys can do photo ops. I'm excited. And I even want to do the confession room. Do you guys remember back in the day when MTV had reality? What was the name of that reality TV on MTV?
Real World?
On Real World. And they had the room where you could go in and talk to the camera. You know that one room? I think it's supposed to be the groom's room.
That's upstairs.
No, the one downstairs.
Oh, okay.
It's right there when you're going to the restrooms to the left.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought that was all the kitchen.
No. Well, when you go into the space where the restrooms are, right to the left, there's a room. There's like 2 cushy leather chairs in there and a mirror.
Okay.
Anyways, I want to set up like a confession room. So you guys can go in there and you can leave messages. I think it'll be fun. And then I can put together a whole video for everyone after the event.
I wish I had known about that room. I interviewed the governor in the kitchen. I'd rather have done that in that room.
It would have been a lot more intimate in that room.
It really would have been nicer. Yeah.
And there's a lot of soft stuff in there, so I think the sound, because you know that it can get a little dingy in there.
Oh, it was bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, there's a lot of softs, because there's 2 huge leather chairs in there. There's a rug in there. It's really pretty. It's a kind of a bougie spot, you guys.
Okay, Celestine Todd, what type of resin did you use?
I am using aluminite. This is the casting resin. So this is not the 24-hour stuff. And I don't smell anything, which is why I like using this. So this is aluminite is the company name. And this one sets up in 10 minutes. So you have 2 minutes to like mix it and get it stirred up. And then you have 10 minutes for it to set. So I'm looking at these and they're already hard. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes and then we'll pop them out. When they're like this, it's easy because you can see the center is white and the edges are not quite there yet. So I have a few more minutes, but they're basically ready to go.
Sheila Teagan, I never thought about adding pigment to the resin. But she has put mica and powder in the molds prior to pouring.
Yes, you can dust your and honestly, each way you come out with something different. You guys see what I mean? The metallic really doesn't transfer. I wish it would look like the back on the front, and these are still really soft. I'm kind of pushing it a little bit, popping these out. But yes, you can dust your form and then pour it, or you can mix it in there. I knew I was going to be painting these, so I just put a little bit in there so that I'm not painting like a white transfer, because that'd be a little bit more difficult. And you guys, back in the day, in the early days of IOD, when you popped out a resin mold, it was hard to paint them because they were super smooth. But IOD is always innovating, and one of the things they did a couple of years ago is their molds has like a little micro texture to it, which makes it a lot easier to paint now than it used to be. Because even if you use resin, it's not going to be super slick.
Kathleen Uvis, aphantasia. Me too. No visual whatsoever. No inner voice. I will say, I do hear voices. So, but because I primarily read nonfiction, I hear the voice.
You hear the comment, oh, you hear the voice of the characters?
Yeah, well, because it's not characters, it's people. It's
because you're reading nonfiction.
nonfiction. So I read a biography on Lyndon Baines Johnson. I'm hearing Johnson's voice.
Oh.
You know, I love to read Bob Woodward. And he writes contemporary nonfiction. I can hear everybody's voice.
Oh, okay, because you know the people that he's writing about.
Yeah, so I do hear voices. And then I even posted this on my Facebook. Comics, I can hear voices. Sometimes it's the actors who played them in movies. But there's one of my favorite books is called Flaming Carrot. It's the closest I can come is it's an avant-garde comic book. And the voice I hear is the lead singer from the B-52s. Not singing, talking. But I hear Fred Schneider. So
you've assigned a voice to that character.
But now there's another comic book called The Goon, but it's a horror comic book. And somebody did a test animated, so all I hear is Clancy Brown, that actor, because he did the voice
for the test animated.
For the test animation, it's like, okay, it's Clancy Brown's voice now. Otherwise, when I'm reading, I'm looking at the way everything's phrased. Maybe because I'm a writer.
Probably.
I look at the structure. But Chris Schmidt says, Royce, reading creates a full movie in my brain. I have a visual of, my own vision of each character and location.
Yeah, me too.
So.
And there's no judgment. It's just that we're different, right? But David, because he isn't crafty, I know that if I can get him to, this one is not setting up. That's weird. We're going to leave that one alone and let it better set up. If David can do it, then that means you guys can do it. In the time frame. It's not even about what I'm wanting to do being hard. It's about, I have to tell myself not to overcomplicate things, because I do want you guys to enjoy the process and for us to have enough time. I don't want you guys to feel like you're like, I'm a drill sergeant and I'm pushing you through this project. It's supposed to be fun and relaxing while you're learning something new and hanging out with your peeps.
Vicky Zach, who is he anyway? Who is who? Sorry, Vicky, I missed that. I'm coming late, so maybe it's somebody you referred to. I apologize.
Probably you. You're over there naming all them people.
Fornication. Oh, who's who? Who is he? Lyndon Johnson. He was a president.
Well, I mean, you said a lot of names, baby.
Yeah. Oh, Bob Woodward. Bob Woodward, along with his writing partner Carl Bernstein, broke Watergate.
Oh.
So, fornication by design. David is the more you know commercial sponsor on your creative outlet, making this a well-rounded show. Thank you.
Yes.
I've told you this story. I don't know if I told everybody else this story. So, and I worry about that. So fornication, I do worry that I do too much selling. I want you guys to enjoy this, but I also want to make sure that Royce's stuff is out there. So when I was at a newspaper on the other side of the state, I was the city beat guy, the sports editor, me, and one of the guys in the production department. We used to hang out. We'd play cards. We were friends. And one of the things we would do is we would go to the Consumer Electronics Show up in Las Vegas. And after I left the newspaper and went to radio, we still did that. We all went together. And
you don't have to talk about the other half. Just
yeah,
talk
we do.
about
Yeah, we do. For there's a reason.
Oh my
I
gosh.
promise it'll be okay.
Y'all know he gonna misbehave.
I'm not misbehaving. There will be nothing untoward. I promise.
Okay.
So I'm in radio now. They're still at the newspaper, but we're pals. We're friends. We go. And this is back when Consumer Electronics was at the Sands Convention Center. It hadn't moved to the Las Vegas Convention Center yet. By the way, it's huge now, and the Convention Center in Las Vegas is its own city. It's giant.
Oh yeah, that's where we went for the Chingadera, right?
No, we didn't go to that one. No.
Oh.
As big as that one was, Las Vegas Convention Center's bigger.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's massive. But it wasn't there yet. It was still at the Sands Convention Center. Well, the Sands also had the AVNs, the Adult Video News Convention, at the same time. And your badge got you into both. We got press badges. And it was literally just like, oh, it's the other room over, or it was the next floor. So you just went to all this stuff. Well, I had a friend in radio. He was a fan of an adult performer. And he said, hey, if you see this person there, can you get a recording of them saying hi to me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. If we go, we do. So we go, and this performer's there. So I just make mention. By the way, my friend was working for the Howard Stern show at the time.
Oh, wow.
So I just mentioned, hey, I know this guy. He's on staff. He was just wondering if you would just say hi to him so he could have a recording. And she was so nice. She's like, of course, I'll be happy to. Well, her husband was there. And man,
oh, you told me this.
He was just overwhelming. Make sure you talk about this. Make sure you talk about this. We have this happening now. We're selling this. Make sure he mentions this on the show. It was just overwhelming to the point of I didn't want to be there.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just too much. And that's what I always worry about here, because it really put me off. And I told my friend, I said, the husband was a jerk. And my friend's like, yeah, but did she say hi to me? And I'm like, yeah. Here's the recording.
That's all he wanted.
And he's like, I'm good.
He didn't care about your problems, baby.
Exactly.
You guys know that whenever I have extra resin, I always pour extra ones, and I just keep them in these. And so I'm just going through to see if I have some things, since I have extra paint here anyways, that I can go ahead and paint. And look, I do. Apparently, I like this little guy because I poured him a couple times. So you want to make sure that you're not being overly...
Oh, Sheila Teagan's reading Doris Kern Goodwin. She's a great writer, historian. Oh, she's fantastic. Good choice. Furniture facelift by Kobe. Who else needs a jeans stretcher after the holiday?
Girl, jeans stretcher. I need stretch pants stretchers at this point. Hey, Colleen, I missed... You know what, Colleen? I think we should have a call just because. Sorry, Colleen's not my distributor anymore, so we don't chat as often as we used to.
Fornication by design. You never sound anything like that. Good. I took that lesson. Usually I have to learn by being a failure, by failing on my own. But I watched him he put off everybody.
Yeah.
And to the point where even my friends are sitting there going, let's go.
Like, we're done with
Let's
this.
go look at the big screen TVs instead.
I want you guys to see, and I don't know if it's going to show, but painting on the white, I'm going to have to do like probably 3 coats just because it's white, whereas this one I got full coverage with 1 coat. And so that's why I like to put a little bit of the stuff in my resin. My brain is like, what stuff the pigment in my resin. And somebody said something, so we're saying pigments, but this is mica powder. So if you have mica powder, it's the same thing. But putting a little bit of mica powder in my resin really does set me up to get full coverage easier than painting over the white.
Heather McDonald, love that you're considerate, have thought out so many details showing dedication to your people about the retreat.
Oh, I really want it to be an experience. I really, really do. The food, the environment, the schedule. I'm trying to think of everything so that when you guys come, you have a really good time. I remember my retreat for my retailers was the first one I'd ever done. I don't know if anybody's here from that retreat, but all the ladies said they had such a good time. And I felt good about that. The only thing was we slept in the dorms, so the beds were not made for old bodies. But having the retreat here in my local community is really awesome because I'm able to create an experience and keep it affordable. If I did all these things in the city, it would cost so much more. Because those people don't know me, they don't care. Look, I'm leveraging all my relationship for you guys. I'm trying to convince David to rent a van. We'll see what happens.
Well, we have a minivan.
I know, but it depends on how many people need halls
Yeah, well,
around.
that's fine. I'll make trips. It's no big deal. Some people may want to sleep in, too.
Yes, I'm sure they will.
Sheila Teagan, I don't need a jean stretcher. She had a stomach virus through the holiday.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Trying to gain a little weight back.
There's a really bad retrovirus going around right now.
I saw our hospital CEO, and we were chatting briefly at the thing Friday. Our state legislators were in, and we were at this breakfast forum, and we were chatting, and I said, how are you doing? You know, because healthcare workers, you're the guys that are most vulnerable.
You're on the front, they're at the front line.
And he said, it's a little rough right now. Flu is pretty bad.
Yeah.
He said COVID is on the downward trend, which I had actually already saw from the state health department.
Stats, yeah.
But he said there was another kind of virus that's really just beating people up.
Yeah.
So
There's a really bad, it's a retrovirus. It's a stomach bug.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it's a doozy.
So you guys be careful. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah. Fornication by design. I'm so sorry. I wish I could lend you some of my weight.
I'd lend you some of mine. I got enough booty to go around. Although David might not want me to give any away, but I'd be happy to give some away.
The way you did it with the gold, it's more subdued. It actually looks a little like coins.
Yeah.
At least on screen.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. And if you, we're going to talk about this a little bit too, because sometimes when you paint something all the same color, you lose some of the details. So I could do like a dry brush over some of the details and make them pop, maybe with a darker color. Or I could, let's do one. What time is it? It's 7:19.
Chris Schmidt, norovirus. Yes, that's exactly what he had mentioned.
Yeah. What did I say?
I forget.
Oh, I said retrovirus.
Yeah.
Girl, thank you, Chris. Help me out. A retrovirus. That's what I meant
Amanda
to
had
say.
COVID over the holiday. Connie Berkram had Christmas COVID. We had COVID one Christmas.
Well, the first Christmas, remember?
Yeah.
Because we had a Zoom call, a family Zoom call, because nobody could come over because we were sickly. Well, everything was on lockdown too, but we were sick.
Colleen, I never knew jean stretchers were available until they showed up on my feed. Someone was listening.
Oh, there's like seriously like jean stretchers that actually exist. Now that's funny. Let's do something really quickly before we go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. I know we didn't do like one project, but look, I finished so much stuff tonight. Thank you guys. This is a darker, this is also a pigment, right? This one's from Amy Howard. And this one, I hate that the name is on the paper that's on the side. So once you take it off, you don't know, but I want to say it's some kind of a bronze is the name of this one. Now her pigments are a little bigger. I don't know another word to say that. The pigments from Posh are really fine, which is why I love it. Amy Howard's pigments are nice too, and you get a lot, but they are like, the flakes are a little bit bigger. It's not as fine as Pasha's, but they're so good though. But let's see if we can do like a dry brush over the top, or maybe, let me think. How do I want to do this?
So it's fine. It's not fine.
No, it's not fine. It's fine. Girl, he was fine. Not like that. Like fine.
Okay, Peppa.
He was fine. That was us. Somebody showed a picture of a young lady with like an asymmetrical bob and some dolphin earrings and like a color block jacket on. And they were like, what year is that? I was like, 1992. And that was me. Let's see, which one should we do? Let's do this one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push this darker color down into the recesses of this one. And I'm choosing another metallic just so we don't lose that. And I am really pushing, I want to really make sure that I push that down into the details. And then I can brush right over the top. And so that way you can see those details. They kind of pop, as opposed to it being painted flat and all the same color and the details being less noticeable. So you can do that. You can also go over the top with something and kind of create the same thing. Let's do that really quickly before we leave for the night. And I'm literally just gonna take these magnets and glue it onto the back of here. And I could also take this same like paint that I've made and just brush over the tops. Although I think for these, pushing it down probably works a little bit better, but we'll do that this way. And so now the recesses will stay gold and the details on the top will be darker. And so it's just another way of creating contrast so that you can see the details a little bit better. So either way, I prefer pushing the darker color in the recesses and then wiping it away. Oh, Lord. Okay, there we are. I prefer this one, but this is still an option, right? Either way, I think is really pretty. I think I'm going to do that to all of them now. See what you guys did? And so I will put magnets on the back of these, and I will put them on my little tart, my upcycled tart magnet board. And so the next time you're at the thrift store, you guys, and you see a tart pan, you can snag it and make your own kind of messenger board. And I still have to put another coat of milk paint on my door. But see how those roses are, you can just see them a little bit more. And actually, I think making that gold look less shiny. Which one do you guys prefer? The darker one or the gold by itself? I'm curious.
Vekel Restoration 2 says she prefers the gold fingers.
The gold fingers. Oh, I know, right? Oh my gosh. I have paint and stuff everywhere, you guys. My husband pointed out that I got paint on the couch. I'm fired.
We'll blame it on the grandson.
I know, huh? Blame it on the rain.
Amanda likes the darker.
Yeah, I like the darker too, right?
Carol says darker. Yeah, Tammy says darker. Let's just say everybody likes the darker.
Likes the darker.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the darker will stand out a little more against the backdrop than the gold. But either one will be pretty though. I think I'm gonna just kind of leave it half and half. Some of the dark ones. Let me back up a little bit. I had you guys in tight so you could see what I was doing. But once I put the magnets on these, they'll stick. And I can put little sticky notes on here. And I'm holding it like this because I still need to glue this. So I wanted to talk about this really quickly. I use hot glue to glue this, which I should have known better than to try to use hot glue for metal. But I'm going to need to go in and scrape this hot glue off. Or maybe I'll just heat it up and peel it off, because glue will stick to almost anything if you use the appropriate glue. But one thing that glue will not stick to is other glue. So if you guys are upcycling and somebody's tried to glue something, I'd encourage you to try to remove that glue before you try to glue something down, because it's really hard to get glue to stick to other glue. And so I'm going to have to remove this glue, or maybe I'll just use the correct glue and do it this way. What do you guys think? Should I do it? That's kind of cuter, right?
They like the dark. They say it matches the paper. Kathleen Hoovis says maybe a dry brush of gold over the top.
Over the top of the dark? Perhaps.
I don't know.
Let's see. Oh man, my paint. Oh, I got a little bit. Probably just enough to do a dry brush. Just to bring that gold back a little bit more. Yeah. That is pretty. It's pretty. That does bring the gold back a little bit more. And then you still have the gold, I mean the dark there in the recesses. So, but that's my project for now. I think I'm going to paint this gold. We'll see. I thought it was going to be finished. But if I paint this gold, then I can just glue this on the front. And then that way it can just hang like that. And I don't have to worry about peeling the glue off of there. Although I probably still should. And then you can have your little magnets on here. That would be super cute, right? I like it. But I think that's all I have for tonight, unless you had anything else, babe. Were there any more questions?
Nope.
No more questions?
No.
No, I know. I'm sorry I've been MIA, you guys. I am so excited about 2025. I have a lot of ideas for lives for the next few weeks. And a lot of the lives that we'll be doing, I'll be kind of looking at. I've learned so much in the last year and a half, 2 years. And I'm finding that when I go back to my old projects, I see them differently. So I kind of want to do a before and after. So I want to look at a project that I did before, and I want to do it again, knowing what I know now. I think that would be fun. But let me just show.
Kathleen says, how will you hang it that way? I'm guessing if you put it on the back instead.
I'm going to have to use some glue and put a D-ring on the back of there. I'll probably glue the D-ring to the top, underneath it. And then that way it can be hung. But I just wanted you guys to see this. These are finished. And that sealer is pretty glossy. But I don't think it's like thick, yucky glossy. It's just like regular glossy. And it does make those pictures really pop. And you can see that the gold leaf still looks very metallic. I think these came out super pretty, right? They look kind of high end, kind of bougie like. And my door, I'm gonna have to put another coat on there because my little crumb coat wasn't enough. But I think that's all we have tonight, unless you can think of anything else, babe.
No.
Nope. So next week when we come, you guys, we'll start this project together. This is probably going to be a 2 Sunday project. We'll work on adding some details to this plain Jane door using molds, and then we'll get it painted out. And then the following week, I think what I'm going to do is, because I've now that we're on Whatnot, I find a lot of my finished items are being sold on there. So rather than me putting my piece of art right on this board, I'm going to put it on the paper and put it in there. That way the person who buys this, they can swap out the art to be whatever they want it to be. So I think that's it.
All righty.
All right. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a blessed week. I will see you on next Sunday. And membership, you guys remember that we have our call on Wednesday. I'm super excited. It feels like it's been forever since we've hung out, and I will see you guys then. Until then, you guys have a blessed week, and you guys know the drill. There isn't anything I've done here tonight that you guys cannot absolutely do. You guys can do this. You can do it today. Have a blessed week. We'll see you